Yeah, you don't want to be running into those tanks, definitely not.
I think actually, Face, you have gone quite ahead of me in this replay as, I don't know, I guess
Again?
my poor little computer just doesn't seem to be able to handle this.
We are doing this on faster, right?
Yes, we are, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Right now I am at the 20-minute 30-second mark, and Zerglings and
really?
Mutas are
Damn.
actually just about to run into these tanks, as you actually said, well into the future just there, and yeah, quite a large amount of these Zerglings did go down, and they actually just scratch the paint on a couple of tanks. Thor takes a few some shots, and that was actually just pointless. That Cezanne just threw away a lot of Zerglings for no real reason.
Yeah. So I'm at 2057 right now.
As am I. Actually, if you want to go on normal, that might actually be best. I think my computer may have actually just automatically slowed down to that, as I think just the pure epicness of this game is, it really is shaping up to be a great game. There's tons of action going around. There's drops. I've probably missed already another 2
sweet
drops.
fungals there in the mid. Awesome. I love seeing that, by the way.
Where were those fungals?
They were right at the beginning of a creep, kind of. Facing the mid.
Oh, just on the Marines going forward to
the
creep? Okay. And there is actually another attack by the Marines at the 5th base. This 5th base has been dropped and just attacked over and over again. They've been repeatedly denied, and we actually do see a large force of mutalisks. They will catch the 4th base of the Terran just under construction, arriving just as 3 missile turrets are about to finish, and that's incredibly fortunate for Cezanne, as Yoda will be just consigned back to his one mine. This is really just one mining base for Yoda. His natural is, what, 4 patches left with not even 400 on any of them? And
yeah, he's way behind right now, definitely. And actually, those stimmed Marines are gonna do, I think... Uh-oh. Yeah, he's attacking the Marines with the mutas. This is not a good decision. Like, in some cases, you feel like you have enough mutas and the bounce damage will do enough to kill the Marines before you take any serious damage. But I think, like, in most cases, the mutas are so valuable that you should just, like, stay back and don't do it. Yeah. And look at that, he has 4 mutas left.
We actually did see a double drop going down at the same time as mutalisks were going down, and big fungal on the Marines just behind the second base of Cezanne, and another one just whiffs as the Marines do get picked up, and also at the 4th base of Cezanne there was a Marine drop here, which was, I think, forced to be picked up by the Banelings, and then Baneling drop from one Overlord took out a couple of the Marines.
Yeah, and like the thing is, now that he doesn't have any mutas left, he can't control the air at all. Yeah, Cezanne is. So
and there's another drop at the, what is this, the 6th base, or at least attempted 6th base of Cezanne, and it will also be denied as the mutalisks, there's just simply not enough mutalisks. 6 mutalisks aren't enough to take out 5 stint Marines.
Definitely not, no.
That medevac. Cezanne actually going forward for the 4th base of Yoda, which is just morphing the planetary. These 2 siege tanks aren't enough to deny these Zerglings, and this planetary will be forced to cancel. There's no way, and a bunch of Banelings do come in to clean up any Marines, and simply put, mules do go down to the Banelings. I actually don't like that. These Zerglings could have done enough, and the planetary fortress is lifted up, and we actually have a drop coming into the main. Yes, Overlords are just loaded up filled to the brim with the Zerglings, and they will be dropping down right on top of these engineering bays, while Yoda is still sieged up just outside the natural, which has been killed by the siege tank fire of Cezanne, and I don't know, I'm not sure how Yoda will actually defend this. There are some tanks, there are Vikings here to actually combat Broodlords, which are being morphed in, and a bunch of Banelings are sitting in the middle of Yoda's base, and not actually doing too much. They are exploding on individual Marines, and siege tanks do pick them up, and this job will be rewarded, it seems. So I'm actually Cezanne is definitely in a terrible spot.
I mean, he's lost his natural, he's lost his attempt to take a 5th. I don't know what he can do right now, actually. He's in big trouble.
Broodlords are getting sniped by these stint Marines, that's awful, no! You need the Zerglings to hold the Marines back, and only one Broodlord does survive. What do you think is Cezanne's only hope to get back into this game right now? It is not looking good for him. He's well behind on economy, as although he does have his 4th base, it is constantly under threat by these Marines, which deny the gas up on this cliff.
I think he's he needs to clear up his last remaining push and then try to like triple expand or something. I don't know. He's really getting drained right now. It looks like so.
Well,
Yeah, if I were in his position, I wouldn't say kill myself, but I'd be weeping definitely.
Oh, I definitely agree. It's actually neither of them are in the greatest position, as Yoda's fourth base has been denied twice, and if you do go into the unit counting tab, it is still 70 drones for Cezanne for to the 30 of Yoda. Yoda does have mules, which 3 of them are dropped at his fourth base, which might give him a bit of an edge, as we do see in the income that mineral-wise, actually just overall, Yoda is quite behind, even with the battered state of Cezanne's economy. But
oh yeah, yeah.
one thing to keep in note, just because the supplies right now are pretty well even, just 144 for the Zerg and 132 for the Terran, but simply put, it's just because Yoda has 40 less workers to that of Cezanne, his army count is actually much stronger than Cezanne, so while economically Yoda might be a little bit behind as these mules do slowly die off, just militarily he is superior.
Yeah, he sure is. What time are you at right now? I'm at 28 minutes exactly.
I'm at 28 minutes and 20 seconds, and
all right.
Planetary Fortress Wall has actually been put down in the middle of the map, as Yoda is attempting to make sure that, or just secure his fourth base, which has actually been morphed into Planetary Fortress. What do you think of that? Yoda, obviously knowing he's behind in economy, seeking to try and eke out those few extra mules.
Do you mean the planetaries, or?
The planetaries in the middle of the map, and also just the fact of them being planetaries, making his fourth base into orbital command.
I see. I mean, if I were in his position, I'd try to expand to the 12 o'clock first, like the close 12 o'clock position.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe he could use his orbital his main and lift it over there, I don't know. But I like the planetary stuff. I mean, those things are, I don't know if you knew this squad, but those things are strong. Damn. And
oh, believe me, I'm a Protoss. I know all about it.
You
can't attack those without Templar or Colossi, either or. But
Chew that.
One thing this is actually reminiscing from me, or reminding me of, is I'm not sure if you saw it, but in the TSL, that epic game between Demaga and IMMVP, and I think,
yeah.
Yeah, I think Yoda has actually been studying that as
oh yeah, it does look like it. Damn.
Although Yoda is in considerably, actually both players are in considerably weaker position as fifth base, or I'm not even sure which base this is anymore for Cezanne, but the 2 o'clock base has been killed repeatedly over time. I don't know how many times this base has been killed, but it will be killed off again, and looks like the original fourth base will also be killed off as these siege tanks do siege up on the high ground, and the position for Cezanne is going from weak to bleaker still, and the hatchery isn't cancelled. That's actually got to be a hit, especially when in a position now where every mineral is starting to count as
oh yeah, that really hurts. Yeah,
I completely missed that bottom left, the actual center left at the 9 o'clock position. Infestors did throw down a large amount of infested Terrans to deny the mining at the fourth base of Yoda, and the planetary fortress almost went down to the infested Terrans. As we can see, 4 infestors are going to stay burrowed on the high ground to continually harass that base. I'm going to have to try and keep an eye on that, as Brutals actually are assaulting the siege line of Yoda. Vikings actually do come in. They are sniping down the Fungals go down on the Vikings. That's gonna hurt. Just takes 3 or 4 Fungals to kill Vikings, and 2 more Broodlords are going to go down at least, as the Broodlords try and bait the Vikings back into range of Fungals for the Infestors. Another one goes down, catches all of them save for 1, and another goes out. 3, 4 Vikings explode. 1 more Fungal will finish off the final 2 as just 1 Broodlord survives. And
yeah, he definitely lost a lot of Broodlords there. I mean, I think it was a big mistake making all of those. I mean, all the Corruptors into Broodlords, you don't want to do that at all. You want to make, if you have, I don't know how many he had. He had maybe, I don't know, 10 Corruptors. Then you want to make like 4 or 5 Broodlords at most. just to keep having that defense against the Vikings at all times.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that Broodlord and Fester Corruptor combo is actually incredibly hard for most Terran to deal with, and the final Broodlord will be picked off. The fungal growth is late, and this base will go down as the final Siege Tank shot does fire, and we actually have a large Link Force going right by the Planetary Fortress wall, and will attack the Planetary. This is not good. Szezanne actually was not aware of this at all, and probably just moved the Zerglings into the fourth base of
Suicidal Lings, damn.
That's the second time these Lings have gone headlong into a entrenched Terran wall, and that's not good. This Szezanne's economically, actually both players really need to make every mineral count, just for the type of game this has turned into. And actually,
yeah, and this is just what you want to do. You want to use your energy instead of your units, and look at what he's doing right now at the 9 o'clock.
yes,
That's sweet. Just like denying mining time, killing SCVs, just like trying to use your energy as much as possible. That's what you want to do.
And we actually see the SCV count of Yoda going down to just 19, while that of Szezanne stays strong at 67. And these infestors are actually a huge nuisance, and Marines do come in as Szezanne was trying to expand just below Yoda, and the space will be killed off as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking really tough for Yoda. I mean, his bases are running out, and as you say, like, look at his income. That's not where you want to be at this part of the game. Definitely not.
Yeah. This is not looking at all like a normal Tal'Darim game. Normally, it's like both players are on 7 bases. It's just a huge slugfest.
Yeah.
It's armies after armies, and basically one player will lose their entire army in just a single battle, and that'll be the end of it. And instead, it's just
but
base
if it's a
trading.
Zerg, you'll just remax.
It's not even a real base trade. It's not one player goes in for the kill and the other player just completely bypasses their army and goes for their base. It's just one base for one base, as we do see the 6 o'clock base. It does go down for Szezanne, and burrows all of his drones, and he actually knows that at this point Yoda needs every single mule, as even more infestors do spew out infested Terrans at the 9 o'clock to try to deny mining.
Oh, wow. All those tanks getting taken out at the 6 o'clock, that was huge. I mean, the tanks, I think, in the Terran's perspective, is like the most important unit you can have at the late game, because they're so cost efficient, like, no matter the time in the game when it is. They can just do terrible damage.
They really do hold down space quite well, and 9 Ultras have come out for Szezanne, and what do you think, actually, of this choice to switch over into Ultralisk after the Broodlords failed?
I kind of like it. I would have liked it a lot more if there was, like, a bunch of Vikings out, but I don't know if he killed those or what happened, but yeah, just like Artosis says, you make Broodlords and then you go into Ultras. That's what you do, because the Vikings will be completely useless. So yeah, I really like it. I think Ultras are good late game overall. There's a lot of people like talking down on them, but I don't know. I like them. They're cool.
They definitely are, and especially then. Well, it actually kind of depends. Like in open spaces, they can be actually quite effective if.
They can be really great. And
if they do art.
I mean, have you seen Spanishivos games lately? He uses like queens with Ultras. And I mean, those things just won't die.
Yes, I don't know if you watch Day 9 at all, but there is that one Monday mono battle, and it's, what is it, Queen's Medevac Ultras, and they just...
Yeah, we did that, didn't we?
Oh, yes, we did do that at one time.
You, me, and Windows, yeah.
But, just
anyways.
Ultras with that 5 armor, which Szezanne does have. His upgrades are perfect. He's at 3-3, and with the Chitness plating for the Ultras, while... Not sure what Yoda is sitting at. He actually has 3 attack on his tanks, no armor, and for Marines is at 3-3 as well, which that's something that you would expect from players of these caliber, especially this late in the game. And actually, there's quite a considerable amount of Vikings out for Yoda.
Yeah.
So I think the Broodlords the Ultras were actually a great choice as these Vikings. Not so good against the Broodlords. They can't even.
Nope.
What am I saying? Vikings are great against Broodlords. They're not so great against Ultralisk. So, at the 12 o'clock, there's Burrowed Zergling, which does prevent this Planetary Fortress from landing, which is
Oh,
ever
that's so annoying.
And